Welcome to The Explainer. All right, let's cut through all the noise, the hot takes, the talking heads. Today, we're going deep. We're digging into the numbers that are going to define Week 9 of the NFL season. This is all about the data that separates the real contenders from the pretenders, and yeah, the stats that are going to predict this week's biggest upsets.
Okay, let's just jump right into it. Some of the best records you see out there, they're basically built on a lie. Seriously, we're going to use the data today to expose the real frauds of the NFL. I'm talking about teams with these great-looking winning records that are just living on borrowed time. And trust me, that house of cards is about to come tumbling down.
So, to really get what's happening around the league, we have to pull back the curtain on these hidden truths. We're going to look at what I call the NFL's phantom economy. It's this weird system that's creating a league of the lucky and the unlucky, and it all boils down to one single, really important statistic that most people misunderstand.
And here it is, the turnover economy. This right here is the absolute key to unlocking Week 9. You've got these teams that are just riding a massive wave of turnover luck, right? But here's the thing about waves. They always crash. It's kind of like a stock market bubble. Everything looks incredible on the surface, but it's just not sustainable. And believe me, when this thing pops, it's going to get messy.
And this is a perfect illustration, a real tale of two cities. On one side, you have the beneficiary, the Chicago Bears, a 4-3 record, but look at that turnover differential, plus 10. They're being completely propped up by lucky bounces. They're the poster child for this whole phantom economy. And then you've got the victim, the Baltimore Ravens, a 2-5 record? No way! This team is so much better than their record shows. They're just getting killed by bad luck. And trust me, a big correction is coming.
Okay, so now that we get this turnover idea, let's see how it actually plays out on the field. And that brings us to our first set of games, the obvious mismatches. I mean, these are the matchups that are so lopsided, when you see them on the schedule, you just kind of cringe. They're not really games. They're pretty much scheduled demolitions.
Yeah, it's just a bloodbath waiting to happen. Look at this lineup. You've got two teams, the Vikings and the Saints, throwing rookie quarterbacks straight to the Wolves against elite opponents. Then you have the Titans, a team that's basically already waved the white flag on their season. And the Panthers are trotting out a banged-up quarterback against one of the league's most explosive offenses. Like I said, these aren't games, they're demolition jobs.
But it's not all about the blowouts. We also have to talk about unmasking the paper tigers. You know who I'm talking about. These are the teams that look like real contenders on the surface, but underneath, they're built on a foundation of sand. They've been padding their records against the league's weakest teams, and now they are about to get a serious reality check.
So a paper tiger is a team whose shiny record is basically a mirage, just puffed up by a super soft schedule. They look way stronger than they actually are. The key here is to look past the win-loss record for a second and dig into who they've actually played. That's how we separate the real deals from the fakes, and it's also how we're going to sniff out this week's biggest upsets.
And Exhibit A for the paper tiger of the year, the New England Patriots. I mean, just look at this chart. Their 6-2 record gives them a .750 winning percentage. That looks great, right? But then you look at their opponent's winning percentage, .362. Oof. They've been playing against some of the worst teams in football. It's been one of the easiest schedules in the league, and they're about to face a major step up.
And that right there is where things get really fun. Because whenever you can spot a paper tiger, you've also spotted a huge opportunity for an upset. So let's do it. Let's break down the anatomy of an upset, and we're going to start with those very same New England Patriots. On paper, this matchup looks like a total lock for the Patriots. A 6-2 team with a top 10 offense playing at home against a 3-4 team with a struggling offense. I mean, what could possibly go wrong for New England here?
Well, the answer isn't about what the Patriots have on their roster right now. It's about what they just got rid of, because their front office just sent a massive, flashing red signal to the entire league.
I mean, really think about this for a second. A 6-2 team, a team that's supposed to be a Super Bowl contender, just held a fire sale at the trade deadline. Their own front office is telling you, right to your face, they believe the team is a fraud.
They traded away two of their best defensive players, Kyle Duggar and Keon White. It's a clear sign that they know their record is a house of cards, and that just swings the door wide open for the Atlanta Falcons and their number 2 ranked defense to come in and absolutely wreak havoc.
And it's not just the Patriots who are on upset alert. Check out the 7-1 Colts. They're another paper tiger, with the league's number 1 offense, but they are walking right into a classic trap game in Pittsburgh.
The Steelers' defense was already a turnover machine, and now they've added, you guessed it, Kyle Duggar, the exact kind of player who specializes in shutting down these high-powered offenses.
Now let's talk about the games that are on a knife's edge. These are the matchups that I call conditional calls. The entire outcome, everything, hinges on the health of one single player. It makes for a really fascinating, really volatile situation that could lead to some of the week's biggest surprises. I mean, just look at the stark contrast here for the Bengals. It's night and day. With Joe Flacco at quarterback, they're a scoring machine, putting up almost 30 points a game. Without him, with Jake Browning, they're one of the worst offenses in the league at just over 12 points a game, and they're 0-3. It's a massive difference. And with reports saying Flacco is out this week, the advantage swings dramatically to the Chicago Bears.
And the Dallas Cowboys are in a similar, though slightly different spot. Their strength is their high-powered, number 2 ranked offense. Their crisis, their secondary is in complete shambles. They've got literally the only safety on the active roster. So their offense is going to have to score a ton of points. This game is a true coin flip, and it all comes down to the health of Arizona's quarterback Kyler Murray. If he plays, the Cowboys are in big trouble.
And that brings us to our game of the week, a clash of titans between two of the AFC's best. But this isn't just a battle of strengths, it's a fascinating game of what you might call mutually assured weakness.
You've got the Chiefs and their lockdown number 2 scoring defense going up against the Bills and their explosive number 4 scoring offense. Both of these teams are absolutely elite. But what makes this matchup so compelling is that each team's greatest strength is perfectly countered by the others. It's a chess match, and it's going to be fascinating to watch.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Both teams are missing a key player. The Chiefs are without their top running back, Isaiah Pacheco, which obviously hurts their rushing attack. The Bills are missing their best run stuffer, Ed Oliver, which hurts their run defense. You see what's happening? Each team lost the exact player they would need to exploit their opponent's biggest weakness. The result? The ground game is pretty much a wash.
So with the running game basically neutralized for both sides, this game is going to be decided through the air. And in a cold weather game in that hostile environment in Buffalo, I'm taking the team with the better defense and the more proven quarterback.
So, there you have it, the data-driven breakdown of Week 9. We've identified the paper tigers, the trap games, and those all-important conditional calls. The numbers are pointing to multiple potential upsets, which leaves us with just one final thought. Which one of them will actually happen and shake up the league?